apparently, Satanists make an alarming admission about their child sacrifice through abortion. This is because the Satanists have filed paperwork. The Church of Satan is using their religious status to file stuff on behalf of like pro-choice women's groups and this stuff like that, mainly as trolls. But let's see. Maybe I don't know. Maybe, he's ready to out Trump as a baby eater. Who can say at this point? I have to, sorry, 1 second. Yeah, it might be time for him to admit that Trump eats babies, and it's why he looks so good after all these years. Same with Steve Bannon. He's also a baby eater. And you don't get to keep those kind of good looks at his age without some special sauce. I'm just saying. So, all right, here we go. And
one of the guys I want to bring in here, he's got a couple of big stories today, is Gateway Pundit. I don't think any platform out there services the information needs of the deplorables better than Jim and Joe Hoft over at Gateway Pundit.
Yes, I would say that pretty much everybody who reads Gateway Pundit on the regular that likes it is, of course, deplorable. I guess is the argument. Also, nice to know that that Steve Bannon's on Getter.
So I know I've got you here for the Satanist story, which is actually very scary.
Which is appropriate considering what he looks like. He doesn't look at all like a doctor in a horror series.
Right, when you talk about the heartbeat bill and what's happening down in Texas, now the Justice Department has also said, hey, we're going to start bringing federal charges against you guys. But Jim...
Satanists admit they are making child sacrifice through abortion an official ritual by the Satanic Temple. As the Gateway Pundit has previously reported, Satanists have supported abortion rights and Planned Parenthood for years. Oh, God.
To bring in and ask your analysis...
You mean it's their right, they believe it's their religious right to have abortions, and therefore... It's a little different because they'd still do it at a clinic. Why would they, if Satanists wanted to make child sacrifice part of their rituals, obviously they would have to turn their churches into clinics, and therefore...
of MSNBC's analysis of the ProPublica piece, which was an analysis of exactly what we're trying to accomplish here in the war room with the most active audience in all media.
I disagree, Steve. Quite frankly, my show is growing leaps and bounds over yours. I'm getting a lot more engagement, even from trolls, than your show is. Even on the regular, you're getting like 1,106 rumbles. I'm hitting those kind of chat room numbers by myself, buddy. And I don't even have like the Heritage Foundation and other right-wing groups and Trump's America First PAC or whatever it is footing the bill for it, man. I got to call bullshit on that one. I mean, I call bullshit on everything you say, but I think I take special exception.
The world.
By the way, don't forget to like and subscribe and share the show. I'm Hal Sparks. Welcome to Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. Hello. How are you?
Jim Hoft.
Well, Steve, the secret's out, and that is that the MAGA movement wants to take over the Republican Party. We're tired of taking a back seat. We're tired of being pushed to the back of the room. We're tired of being...
He almost made a bus reference there and then headed himself off at the pass. We're tired of being put at the back of the bus. Oh, yeah, right. Hal Sparks' House of Satan. We did start off the show today with heavy metal. I'm just saying.
Or laughed at, or snickered at.
Why would anybody, I mean, with those glasses and that shirt combo and your little floral arrangement and the 2 plugs and the printer, I mean, and the obviously lacquered desk that you got off of Craigslist, why, Jim, why would anyone snicker? Those glasses totally fit your face, man. They don't look at all like parody glasses I would wear in Nerd Halen.
By these elitists who have let us down year after year after year.
But enough about Donald John Trump.
Whether you like Marjorie Taylor Greene or not, she's
not. Can I officially be put in the not category? Not. Thanks.
For the vast majority of Trump voters. And she's not alone today. And I think as we see what the left has done with their party, that is completely anti-American, as we see in Afghanistan with their policies there, dangerous, Marxist, and ruinous for this country. We need more
dangerous, Marxist, and ruinous. Well, I suppose. I mean, I don't know why those are three separate things. Do you even MAGA, bro?
In the movement, we need them in leadership positions.
He looks like the old dude in Up. He looks like the dinner theater version of Up. You know what I mean? Like a local theater group decided they were going to do that. Hold on one second. I've got to shrink something down and then bring this over here. Go with the little thing. There we go. Yeah, this will work. Doink. Did this work in here? Let me see. Frank.
Maybe his new name should be Telefonzo. Uh-huh. They were so hung-go.
There we go.
They were so hung-go.
They were so hung-go.
They were so hung-go. Yeah.
All right. So hung-go. Mm-hmm. It's delicious, by the way, if you've never had so hung-go. It's a soup. But yeah, there we go. We now have an audio drop of hung-go. So hold on. I have to... Yeah, and this one...
They were so hung-go. Yeah.
All right, so yeah. I think this will, if I do it like this.
Hung-go.
There you go. That's it. Okay, fixed it. We're not giving 5 eggs yet. We're not. There's a lot to do today, and just because this guy looks like a like Rob Riddle character that he does when he's doing a remake of Only Murders in the Building with the entire cast of Anchorman.
This is all about...
Yeah, he does look like Steve Martin's Roger Stone.
And it's about time.
This is, by the way, this is how, I think it was Joy Reid later brought on some experts talking about President Obama. You know, Obama started as a community organizer. The way that the far left...
He helped organize groups within the community. You know, like a grassroots effort kind of a thing. You know, like, you know, I don't know, boat parades are kind of a community thing. And I don't know, somebody might pay to organize something like that under the illusion that they're actually a naturally occurring organic thing.
Over the Democratic Party, people say there's no longer your father's Democratic Party kind of union blue collar, is because of the community organizers.
Yes. Because nothing's more, I don't think anything is more different or contradictory to community organizing than unionization. If you go back to, like, you know, mid-'60s, the late 50s Reagan, he's going to tell you that unions and community organizers are the same people.
This joke early on, and they've taken over the Democratic Party. This is MAGA and the deplorables and America First essentially taking over the Republican Party. And you don't...
Essentially. I mean, not really. There's like 9 of them. And you know, obviously they couldn't get 17 Republicans signing onto the infrastructure bill. Not so much.
Donor. The power of it, and all of these things, whether it's being an election official, whether it's being on your school board, or whether
you want to manipulate children or be alone in a room with them like Rudy does and take your penis out, or if you want to dress like some sort of weird gynecologist in a what not to do cartoon that the more you know appears over his head, you know, followed by the Star Wars scream. Ah!
A precinct committeeman. All of these are...
Demand 5 eggs. Not yet.
Free. It just requires your time and your effort and your commitment. You don't have to be a donor. I think in a couple of states, there are some fees, but they're de minimis. I think $25, $50, but you don't have to give money to anybody. What you have to do is just...
No, do not. Well, I mean, you have to give it to Trump. Come on. DonaldJTrump.com, sign up. And if you're a maggot at all, if you're a Trumper, if you believe in America first, why aren't you pouring money into it every goddamn month? What are you thinking? How dare you say that, Steve Bannon? Absolutely not. You must give money directly to him. As a matter of fact, don't give money to the Republican Party just so you can give it to Trump. He knows best who to spend it on, not the elitist establishment Republicans. Don't give them your money. Give your money to someone who knows how best to spend it on his own rent and utilities. Trump.
A commitment. It's like when you go to Gateway Pundit, come here. You don't have to give any money. You can go to Gateway Pundit for free. You can come here for free. It's not, this is a...
Yes. I mean, you have to buy some My Pillow shit, I think, legally.
Your commitment about being a force multiplier. And that's why they're so freaked out. ProPublica is a leftist investigative apparatus, but they're top-notch people. It's some of the best investigative reporters in the world. They noticed this back in March when we started having Dan Schultz on, and they tracked it the entire time. And they did, I think they contacted something like the 71 precincts or something, counties that we'd had people in.
You're boring him already. He doesn't know who you're talking about, Steve. You've lost me. You've lost him.
Contact, I think, 41. And Jim, you know, as running a news site, that's a lot of work to contact people and to interview them. And they're freaked.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it? Hal, this guy looks like your cartoon face with blonde hair. Oh, yeah? Let's try to do... Huh?
And overwhelmingly, they got a response from a GOP people. Said, we didn't know where these guys were coming from, but all of a sudden they're showing up. We're going to have Steve Stern and folks from Florida and other people on later in the week and every day to try to get...
Steve, this was supposed to be about Satan. I am bored. How do you bring up Satan, have a dude who looks like he has 6 kids in his crawl space on next to you who looks like a before picture in every soap commercial in the 20s? How do you have that on screen and mention Satan, and I'm already bored?
And accounts, and you guys know who you are out there in this, and I want everybody in the live chat to start sharing your stories. This is real empowerment.
Yeah, fill the chat with your personal bullshit. It's a great idea. Yeah, everybody get into his chat with a big, like, long paragraph. Something about how you thought, you know, herpes was incurable, but thanks to this doctor in Nigeria, and here's his WhatsApp number. All you Facebook scam posters that are always hitting my shit, he just rang the dinner bell. Go climb on into their chat rooms.
This is real power. The guy ProPublica just said, hey, the way American democracy...
PillPublica. PillPublica is, it's like ProPublica, but if you smell almonds or burnt toast when you say it.
Works. And the reason that you don't have third parties is that you got all these nuts and bolts at the state level, and it goes all the way down to the precinct level about how elections are actually wrong.
Oh, you mean stolen? Try and steal them that way, because the perception is, if you tell people the Democrats stole stuff enough, then eventually you can claim that we're just stealing it back. This is the lesson they came away from the language is violence stuff on the left that they always decry. They always say that, you know, that people on the left call language violence, so it gives them an excuse to attack people physically for things they have said. And they would point that out that is bad. And what he's trying to do is basically do that with elections. Just they stole the election, even though they didn't. The Democrats stole the election from us. So if we steal it back, we're really just... We're the righteous ones. It's a righteous theft. We're the OJ. They've got our memorabilia.
And if we'd had people embedded in these apparatuses before, regardless of the weakness of Roethlisberger and Ducey and all these bought and paid for establishment country club Republicans, it wouldn't have mattered.
Dude, I got news for you. The dream of most Republicans is to be bought and paid for country club people. That is, I mean, you basically just described the upward mobility ladder of Republicans. He's talking about the governor of Arizona and the Secretary of State of Georgia. But the problem, I don't know that he's selling what he thinks he's selling.
We controlled the apparatus where it actually hits on the deck plates. That's the lesson.
The deck plates, of democracy. Jesus, ask Grabistan.
This will never happen again. First off, we're going to decertify these elections going across the states. You watch this.
I'm watching. It's not going to happen. It isn't. It is not. Calling it not going to happen. Not getting decertified. Not at all. And if they ever manage to, they'll accidentally decertify Republicans who've been elected. They're only going to attack red states, the red states that have just elected Republicans, because they'll only have the apparatus within that state to do it that way. Not even close. Yeah, good luck. Have fun. Swing for the fences.
Start coming out. A major decertification movement's going to start, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. However,
you already are.
In the future, it's not listen to any happy talk of the RNC and give me more money and change these laws.
No, listen to Trump's happy talk and give him more money.
Going to be controlling the apparatus. And that's what this call to arms is of empowerment. Jim Hoff, your analysis about the ability of Maga and the America First and the...
It's Maga. Make America great again.
Actually take over the basic mechanism, the apparatus of the Republican Party, and then also in
yes, but only if it entails attaching lots of balloons to the top of your house.
Into the actual election apparatus throughout.
I'm disappointed. This video was literally Steve Bannon. Fuck is wrong with you? Satanists make alarming admission about their child sacrifice through abortion. Please get to it. We're 5 minutes in. You're wasting my goddamn time. I know Satan is eternal, but my time is not.
Well, Steve, you've been leading this. It hasn't been a secret. It's out there because you've been speaking about this for months now. And so this really...
Yeah, if you weren't preaching about this, how would the choir even know what they were singing about?
Back to you and the work that you've done. You're the tip of the spear here. And
he's a little dull for that. The tip of the spear would be a little sharper, if you know what I'm saying. He's more like the tip of the plunger.
I think as we sit back and we watch what's happened in Afghanistan, your last guest talking about how we gave them $83 billion worth of arms. They're doing videos now in our uniforms. We have
I'm sorry, they're in our uniforms? You mean because they're wearing desert camo that they got from the Afghan soldiers' lockers?
Is partnering with the Democrat Party, going after Texas abortion laws. We have them spending like, you can't even say drunken sailors anymore. They're spinning us into oblivion. The country will never recover from what the Democrats are doing.
Okay, finally, we're going back to the Satanic Temple. He brought it up again. They threw it up on screen. But he breezed right by it. You can't breeze right by Satan and the Democratic Party are working hand in tail, point in tail, glove in hand, smell the glove. I don't know. Spinal tap.
Time for Republicans, everyone in the MAGA movement to stand up and say enough, because we won't have a country if these people continue to do what they're doing to our country today. And they're afraid of you, Steve, and they're afraid of this movement because...
No, we're really not. We're afraid of standing next to Steve in an elevator for fear of getting a skin condition that is hard to shake. No one is scared of Steve Bannon. I mean, maybe his dermatologist. Like, honestly, I think when he shows up, they turn the sign over closed back in 20 minutes. And if he's like, I got 25 minutes, back at scribble.
You're not paying anyone. These aren't paid activists like Barack Obama was. These are grassroots activists that are out there and they want to save their country. They've seen enough.
Oh, so Obama wasn't a community organizer then? Okay. But if he wasn't a community organizer, then why? So he was just a good promoter. He was a business. So he was a businessman. So he was a successful businessman who turned the smaller version of his business into a larger version of his business. Went from, obviously AstroTurf community organizer to president of the United States. So he's incredibly functional. I see. Whereas Steve is the real grassroots, which is why he pays people to have the boat parades and then pretends they're organic.
Americans don't want to leave people stranded somewhere. They don't want to have babies die on the operating table and say that's okay.
Yeah, I agree. No, I don't know anybody that says they want babies to die on the operating table and say it's okay.
And the heart of America is still conservative, and I think Americans are
conservative Satanists, clearly.
Finally starting to wake up, and we saw that this weekend with all of the football games where we heard the chant, and you know what I'm talking about Joe Biden.
By the way, go to precinctstrategy.com. As Joy Reid said, this is all Dan Schultz's. He's been doing the laboring work. We just kind of gave a platform to it and made sure people are aware of it. And the science are unbelievable. Go to precinctstrategy.com.
I'm not going to, no. churchofsatan.org or something, but what precinct strategies? Are you trying to bore me to death? Is the greatest trick the devil ever played was playing hide and seek on precinctstrategies.com.
Need you to sign up, become engaged. I've got to go back to the great Jim Hofton.
Wait a minute. This is a dating service? You're going to get engaged? Is this an arranged marriage site? Is Rudy Giuliani in charge of this, Steve?
Pundit. Jim, sometimes when I go on Gateway, the stories are so over the top. I think this has got to be, Jim is like Andrew every now and again. He's pulling our leg. And then I go in there and say, no, this is actually true. You can't make this stuff up.
Well, yes, you can. You guys know I have a chip on my shoulder about the whole, you can't make this up. I can make up anything. Anything. Just because you can doesn't mean you should or you will. You can't make this stuff up. Gateway Pundit does it all the time. It is a bait and switch site.
At the Satanist down in Texas. We just had, by the way, Garland, who's threatening. You're going to see that this week as we get into the canvassing part.
Dude, how do you bring up Satan again and then go straight into the boring shit? Do you know nothing about marketing?
Of these full forensic audits, you're going to see the Justice Department has raised its head. Okay, those threats about arresting and bringing criminal charges against the canvas are not ridiculous. Garland and these guys.
No, yeah, you cannot go and harass people door to door. It's voter intimidation and it's against the law.
Smart. Don't think they're dumb. They're very crafty and smart. That letter, and they just sent today, right before broadcast, they threatened federal involvement.
Yes, I think I'm so disappointed by the lack of Satan in this Satan clip that I was promised. Hold on, I'm going to sneeze. 1 second. Tickled my nose. Yeah, I just watched myself sneeze on the playback, and never mind. I forgot where I was because I sneezed. Hold on, where was
in Texas. Okay, federal involvement in Texas to make sure that the heartbeat bill can't be implemented. But Jim, you got something deeper. The Satanists are involved here, right? Tell us what they're doing.
Yeah, tell us about the Satanists. Oh yeah, because I've been so disappointed that 666 it'd be a good time to pledge $6.66 on Super Chat if you would like. I'd appreciate that.
Texas to gang up on the pro-life people that are in the back of the heartbeat bill.
Well, it's not just the Satan.
Oh, hold on. It's not just the Satanists. Of course, it's not just the Satanists. Hold on. And I think, hold on. There we go. I have to reset that. There you go.
But we have Democrats cheering them now. We have Liberal Salon writing an article saying that thank goodness the Satanists are challenging this bill. They're our last hope for abortions in Texas. How sick is that? I put up a post earlier today where we followed the connections between the Democrat Party, Planned Parenthood, and these Satanists, and they've been walking lockstep for years now.
Yeah, the Church of Satan is largely a trolling organization meant to push back on religious overreach. And that's why oh my God, they're like this or whatever. Never mind the fact that the death penalty, it's not very pro-life, almost wholly a Republican strategy. Just throwing that out there.
Pushing abortions, unlimited abortions.
Thanks, Georgina.
And that's today what's happening in Texas. The left is hoping that the Satanists can.
They are hoping it. It is. It's an opening that we're hoping for. We call it the hopening. It's the opposite of the awakening that the Q people want.
Bust this new legislation by saying that their abortions are actually a religious ritual, and they actually describe it. We put up Jack Pasovic's tweet where the Satanists describe what the abortion is for these women, and it's really sick stuff. And I think most of your viewers, most Americans, would be infuriated if they looked at this.
Or amused at the obvious trolling that is going on, if you're a grown-up.
I want to, by the way, we've got about a minute here. Can you just, I want to keep.
Can we go 100% devil stuff on this? Because, I mean, as a true crime fan and, you know, somebody who's watched the Son of Sam documentary that says that he wasn't alone, and there's all sorts of, like, Satan-worshiping group that's all behind this and linked to other murders. I'm fascinated by this stuff, and I feel really let down. We've got a minute left in this clip about Satan and the Democratic Party. Can we talk about local community outreach in the Republican boat parade?
Or can you describe for a second what they're saying? Because this is the death cult.
This is the death cult. Yes. Can you describe what they're saying? But loosen your pants first. That is a fascinating hairdo. I don't know what is going on there.
The death cult, right? And now
did he have a hat on, and it didn't occur to him that he was going to be on TV, or does he have a dent in his head?
Democrats actually embracing this, which is so sick about it. To talk about how the Satanists describe.
Yeah, I've heard like some Democrats like wear skulls and stuff like that. It's gross.
How important this is to their beliefs, their spiritual beliefs.
When you say it's a death cult, Steve, they're taking it now to Afghanistan. They're leaving Americans walking away without any emotion, saying this is just the way things are going to be. It's really sick. But in this surgical abortion...
Sorry. So anybody who gets stuck, a refugee that's anywhere, like on the other side of the American-Mexico border, the people that, you know, women that are sexually assaulted there or turned into drug mules by the cartels and the like because of the Remain in Mexico policy, that doesn't concern you? That kind of total dismissal of that human life, which is right there, that's not concerning to you? That doesn't find its way into your... No? All right.
The satanic cult says that they tell women to take a deep breath. Make yourself comfortable. When you're ready, say the third tenet and the fifth tenet of Satanism, and then undergo the surgery. And then after...
What are they, though? I don't even know the second and the fourth, so why would I know the third and the fifth? Yeah, they're Satanists. They're satanic. It's a group of people who worship tanning beds, in theory.
The surgery is completed and any anesthetic is worn off, to return to your reflection and recite your personal affirmation. It is some really demonic.
What if your personal affirmation is, I want to be a parent, and hopefully this child that would have been born still, or that's heart was outside of its body and would have only lived a momentary tortured existence outside the womb and suffered to death, doesn't have to do that, and hopefully one day I'll get pregnant again and be able to have a healthy child. Like, what if that was... I'm just floating this as a possible affirmation. Because obviously, if you don't convert people or make Satanists, you're going to run out of them. I think the Catholics learned that a long time ago.
Sick stuff. And this is what they're...
Well, I don't know. If the third and the fifth tenets are, you know, blow bubbles like you mean it, and the fifth tenet, of course, is try to watch your salt intake. I don't know that it's going to be sick stuff. I'm going to need more information.
In Texas, this is the Democrats' last hope. The Satanists there coming in to save abortion in this state.
Jim, I'm asking.
Well, no, not save abortion, save the choice. Because if you force abortions, then that's part of the system, and they have nothing to rebel against. So, you know, Satan only actually can thrive where there are options. So if you eliminate abortion entirely, like you guys want to do it, then it's, you know, then it's a field day for Satan just to own the entire space, because I guess it's happiest amongst hypocrisy So since you guys don't give a shit about, like obviously a gun is an abortion machine, a gun shop is an abortion provider. You feel that your life is in danger and you are financially not capable of handling being robbed, you can kill someone with your little 6-shooter abortion machine. And so, I mean, obviously there's a lot of parallels there.
Over for a second, if you could. We'll take a short commercial break and return with the great Jim Hoft.
Yeah, not great, but also bad time to take a ad break, Steve, because he just said you guys are doing this for free. And yeah, we're all very disappointed, I can tell you.